What if you could create more kindness in the world just by being you? Everyone has the potential to create and receive more kindness. What if kindness is more than being nice and compassionate to others? Have you ever considered what having more kindness for you could create in your life? Get ready to learn how the energy of kindness is integral to reducing stress in your life and how it can assist in healing your body. Now, here is the host of Cultivating Kindness with Karen, facilitator of healing, Karen Leslie.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me today. We have a super interesting show. Well, I think it's going to be very interesting. I may ruffle a few feathers on this one. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm okay with that. And it is really okay to have your feathers ruffled. It is. There's so much information in that for you, for things for you to understand and look at. But I don't want to get ahead of myself because I'm actually going to be talking about that in a couple of weeks from a slightly different perspective. Today, even though I may ruffle your feathers, we're talking about healing. And healing from a very wide perspective, for a very generic perspective, I guess you could say. So for those of you who are with me every week or listen to the replays, you know that here on Cultivating Kindness with Karen, I love to show you two sides of the same coin to help expand how you look at things, to bring in some education so that you can understand the energy of words and what is going on around you, all from the perspective of saying, hey, there's so much more you can do for yourself. And that's the key, right? Cultivating Kindness with Karen is first and foremost about bringing kindness into our own body, our own way of thinking, how we are getting through our own life. And then from there, of course, there's this wonderful, amazing ripple effect that goes out into the world. So if this is your first time here with me on Cultivating Kindness with Karen, a special, warm welcome to you. My name is Karen Leslie, which you may have gathered by now, and every week I show up at 2 o'clock here, Eastern Standard Time, on the Inspired Choices Network, partly pushed, partly pulled, and partly because they're walking beside me with my spirit guides and the energies that are all around me. Being an energy healer, I'm very comfortable with tapping into the different energies that are around. And I've become, wasn't always, but I've become far more comfortable now in sitting with these energies and exploring them and kind of getting a sense of, what are you here to tell me? What are we here to do together? And right now, these energies are potent. Today is October 16, 2024. And tomorrow we have a very potent, powerful, full moon, which is, I don't even know. I'm not going to get totally into this, but just know if you are feeling fatigued, if you've got some headaches, if you've got ringing ears, your neck and shoulders are hurting you, your dream time or sleep time is just so different than normal. All of the above and more may well be because of this moon. And this does tie into today's topic, which is the I am healing trap. And yes, you heard that correctly. Trap. That may sound very strange to you, but there is a trap in that phrase, and I will bring it forward for you and explain it to you so that, again, you will have the awareness of the energy of the words and what you may be saying or thinking that are keeping you from moving forward in the way you have been intending to move. So in today's show notes, I've written here, everyone has said these words, I am healing. Whether it is for an illness or surgery or heartbreak or trauma or something else, life gives us many opportunities to heal in some way. It feels very positive to say, I am healing. It gives comfort to the person who is saying these words, and it also gives comfort to the person hearing them. Everyone loves to feel comfortable. Could it be that saying, I am healing, could possibly create a space of being stuck or on autopilot? Does that sound like a crazy question? I think it does, probably for some of you. Could it be possible that these 3 words could be slowing down your healing? And it is entirely possible that it could be slowing down or getting in the way or having some kind of influence that you were not planning on, were not expecting, and up until this moment, possibly completely unaware of. But by the end of our show today, I'm really hoping that you will have a different perspective and allow yourself to maybe look at these 3 words, I am healing, from a different place. You can adjust your thoughts, your thinking, your emotions around them, perhaps in a way that will empower these words to actually work the way you currently think they are. So this may be a controversial topic. It may also be a very enlightening topic of conversation for you today. If you're listening live, I really do invite you to come on to the Inspired Choices Network, okay, inspiredchoicesnetwork.com/chat room, and join our conversation here live. Because if you've got questions or this becomes a little controversial for you, you may want some clarity right now. And if that's the case, please join us. We would love to have you here. It's always so much fun when there's people in the chat room. As you know, I draw on the energy of those who are listening live, wherever you may be in the world. And then there's an extra added energy when people come into the chat room, and whether you share or not, but just your presence is always, always received with full gratitude from my heart. And there's something special about being in the chat room, because I know when as often as I can, I try to be in the chat room for the shows that I listen to on the Inspired Choices Network. It just gives something extra. It's really great. I encourage you to do that, whether it's with my show or anyone else on the network. All right. So I was told, oh gosh, over 20 years ago now, in my journey of courses I was taking from an energy healing perspective, by one of my teachers. She said, as long as you have a pulse, you will have something to work on. And at the time, when I heard it, I thought, oh, great, thanks. And then I brought myself to that place of thinking, wow, she's right. And I really bought into that. And I have told numerous clients and friends, family, anyone who will listen, basically, when they start to complain about or go into that, oh, I thought I dealt with this, or oh, why is this back again? It's been years. It's been over a decade since I've had this. And now, like, why? And I will say, what I was told was, as long as you have a pulse, you will have things to work on. As long as you have a pulse, there will be healing that can be done. When I would tell this to people, almost always, not 100%, but darn close, it would just calm everyone down. And they would kind of go, yeah, okay, I get it. And then we could have a conversation around what's going on and bring people back to that space of more neutrality, not being upset that there's more layers to a topic that they're healing, and a different layer is just showing itself. I still do believe that as long as we have a pulse, we will have options and opportunities for whether it be called healing or change or evolving, whatever you want to call it. Energy, as you all know, is constantly moving. It cannot stay still. It just can't. And it is always shifting and changing and melding and becoming something new in every single moment. And since we are made of energy, the same thing is happening within us. This energy within us, it keeps our heart beating, pulsing. And as a result, your body is constantly changing in every nanosecond. It's doing its job. The energy is keeping that heart doing its job, which is triggering everything else in the body to do its job. You've heard the phrase, our body regenerates on a cellular level from brand new to brand new. I think it's like every 7 years. So why would we be surprised to hear that as long as we have a pulse, we have another opportunity for change or evolution or growth? Healing. How does that come into this? Well, how we view the word healing, how we work with the energy of healing will greatly influence what is going on and how we are responding or reacting to things. Our thoughts are so powerful. They will influence and override what our conscious intention might be. And that subconscious energy and information takes over. When we are in that space, we are no longer driving the bus, so to speak. Our thoughts behind that phrase, I am healing, will be placing you in a trap or keeping you out of one. I have yet to say this on my show, but I am going to say it right now. Our thoughts are killing us. Our thoughts are so powerful and we are so unaware of what they are doing that they are killing us. Now, again, potentially a very controversial statement. Does it mean it's literally as in suicide? It can, but it does not mean that exclusively. But our thoughts, those energies, those emotions, from a cellular perspective, are degrading our cells more often than they're supporting them and helping them create in a new, stronger, regenerative space. Our thoughts, more times than not, are negative and repeated, and as a result, leading us into a trap and making life more difficult for ourselves. Yeah, sounds like a lot of doom and gloom, right? Doesn't need to. It's okay. We can totally change this. I have totally changed parts of my thinking. 100%? Oh, no, I'm not there yet. I still have a pulse. I'm not there yet. But I have changed so much and brought myself out of so many healing traps that I have been in over the past 60 plus years. And now it's time for me to share this with you so that you don't have to wait all these years to figure it out. Remember now, everything is meaningless until you give it meaning. So all the meaning, all the judgments, all of those emotions that have popped up in the last 6 or 7 minutes while I've been talking, I want you to let them go. I want you to recognize what they are, but now just place them to the side. You don't have to banish them, but I am asking for you to just move them over to the side for just a little bit. You can come back to them. They'll be there waiting for you. I guarantee it. but allowing yourself to look at things from a slightly different perspective during the show is going to give you an opportunity to change so much in your body and in your mental well-being and health, and even spiritually. We know, well, many of us know, there is such power in the first two words, I am. How we use these words will set us up to go in different directions. When we come back from our break, because we're at our first break already, I'm going to help you understand and tie together the I am statement that is so strongly promoted and encouraged for you to use with the word healing, and bring it together for you to see how you might not be getting the results you actually are hoping to get. So don't go away. As I say, leave those other thoughts just to the side. They'll wait for you. And when we come back after these couple of breaks, we'll tie this together a little bit more clearly for you, break down how this works and what you can do so it works in favor for yourself. So again, thank you so much for being here with me on the Inspired Choices Network. It's always a joy to have you here. As I was saying, my name is Karen Leslie, and you can always get in touch with me by sending an email, karen@karenleslie.ca, and Leslie is spelled Leslie. So drop me a quick note if you want on the break. Don't go away, because we've got so much more to talk about. All right, everyone, thank you so much. We'll be right back.
We all have different experiences with and definitions of kindness. These experiences and beliefs about kindness have influenced who we are today and how we see the world. The universe is always listening. So what are you telling the universe today? Tune in to Cultivating Kindness with Karen each week as Karen guides you to understanding how each choice you are making is either keeping you stuck or opening up the energy of empowerment for you. Listen to Cultivating Kindness with Karen, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Cultivating Kindness with Karen. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Karen@KarenLeslie.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. So were you listening to the commercials? Even the Inspired Choices Network one says, your voice matters. And our voice does matter. How we speak, what we say, it matters whether we're talking to ourselves in the shower or while we're washing dishes, or whether you have a podcast, or whether you speak from a stage, or you're running a meeting and you're standing in the front of the boardroom, sharing what needs to be shared. Our voice matters. What matters also, though, is what happens just before your voice is heard. That's your thoughts. And just before that, it's the energy of the words you're choosing. It's all connected. And it's a beautiful, beautiful system. Most of us, though, have not been taught how to work with it. When you're a little kid, you're told, use your words. And so you do. Then you may get to an age where you're told, okay, enough. Stop talking so much. Stop asking so many questions, or whatever it might be for you. But our voice does matter. What we say has tremendous impact on ourselves as well as those within hearing range, whether you're across the world or not, listening to podcasts or listening to music. Our voice creates an energy and a ripple effect. So when we're saying the words, I am healing, what do you get? What is your first thought, or how does it feel in your body? So those of you listening, whether it's on the replay or right now, like just say, if you can, out loud, I am healing, and feel what that is like in your body. Now, my body gets a positive response to it, like a yes, like this is a good thing. I am healing. Now, try these 3 words. I am healed. If you can, say them out loud. I am healed. And pause. How does that feel? My body likes that as well. Those 3 words are also really good words. So you get a positive response, in theory, from both. What's the difference? Why does it matter, Karen? Well, when you say, I am healing, right? Remember, we've got the power of those first 2 words, I am. They're in sacred texts, the Bible, all kinds of different places as really important 2 words. Affirmations use them all the time. I am, and then fill in the blank. So I am healing. That's telling your body, telling your mind that you are healing. Sounds good, right? Yeah, I am healing. Someone says, ooh, how'd the surgery go? Good, I'm healing well. Awesome. I am healing implies energetically a continual process of healing, which means your body can be finding for you new things to heal. I bet you had not thought about that. So, you know me in words, I went to etymology, to the site that I love, and I looked up the word healing. Restoration to health. Makes perfect sense, right? Yeah. Figurative sense of restoration of wholeness. This is all around the 13th century. And then later on, and I love this one, 1670s, it says, touch that cures. Well, as an energy healer, of course, I'm going to jump on that and think that that's just tremendous. But my point with this is restoration to wholeness and moving towards health. Healing does not imply healed. Yet many times when we say I'm healing, what we are thinking or looking for is to get to that place of healed. The I am healing can keep you healing, can actually be a trap that slows down or perhaps even prevents the word healed to come forward for you. And now some of you, oh yeah, there's some resistance out there, no question about it. And that's okay. I really actually appreciate the honesty of that. Wow, ton of energy coming in, not surprising. Yes, I hear you. It makes sense to not want to be saying, I am healed, when you obviously are not. You have a bone that's still broken and it hasn't done all of its mending and hasn't come back to full strength. So it's true. It has not healed. And you are in the process of healing. So it's being taken very literal, and that's okay. The point I'm trying to make here is if we keep saying, I am healing, it means you are actually stating a demand or a command, because you've got those words, I am, to stay in the mode of healing, to stay in the energy of healing. So yes, your bone will heal, depending on the severity of the break, the age of the person, all these different things. What is looked at is complete or full healing may vary between people. Sure, that's understood. But you'll get to that place where you're going to say, yeah, it's healed, or I am healed. There, we are using those three words, including the word healed, for one specific item in our body. Now, when we look at mental health and depression, anxiety, suicidal tendencies, social anxiety, all of these different things, PTSD, complex PTSD, et cetera, rarely will we ever use the word, I am healed. I will personally now use those words for some of the conditions that I have dealt with in the past. One being my suicidal thoughts and tendencies. I am healed from those. That is not an option I entertain, and I never will again. However, I do know that every now and then a thought comes back along that line. Now, because I know I have healed this, I know that those thoughts have come from an outside influence. They are not my words or thoughts. So there's a very distinct difference. I did not know that there could be a difference with this when I was in the throes of some really, really difficult times. I was of that belief, if you think it, feel it, sense it in your body, hear yourself saying it, it's real, it's true, it's yours, you're stuck with it. Well, no, you're not. So I can confidently say, I am healed from ever having thoughts like that again. For the most part, though, when people are suffering with different forms of mental conditions, they will stay with the word healing. I am healing. I'm getting better. I'm doing okay. Today's a better day. And those are all fabulous things. You want someone to say those. You want to hear someone say that. My message here, I think, for you is be cautious of staying in that energy of anxiety, just as an example, so that it actually never really goes away. This is one of the many traps of I am healing. And yeah, these are hard words for some people to hear. I understand that. But if someone's not willing to take a stand and share this perspective with you, then you don't have the option to look at it differently. Can I personally say I am healed with all my anxiety and the disorders I've had? No, my body says no, and my mind says no. Have I healed a lot? Yes, absolutely. Am I 100% without it? Nope. And that's okay, because I know the direction I'm heading. I see the progress I've made. But even when I was going to counselors and I would talk about that I'm getting better, or it's making sense to me now, or whatever words I would choose to use, I truthfully wasn't getting better. I was holding myself in a trap, and I had my reasons for it. And whether we know the reasons cognitively, logically, or whether it's based all in the subconscious, in this 10 seconds, I'm going to say that doesn't matter. I just really wish you to know that there's a difference. We can shift this. We can move from using I am healing into a different energy of how it will actually work for us. We can choose to use those stronger words of I am healed when we have a different understanding of it all. And we're going to get into all of that when we come back after this break. This is a lot of information for you. So know, right, that you can get in touch with me if you've got concerns. Perhaps you would even like to work with me and work one-on-one for a deeper understanding and the assistance to work through something like this, because this is a big topic. And it's not one I did by myself. I had coaches and energy healers and others in my life assisting me. So if you would like to learn more about me, you can go to my website, karenleslie.ca, or you can send me an email, or you can book a discovery session where we can have a 30-minute chat that's complimentary, but you can find all of that at karenleslie.ca. Don't go there right now, because you might get lost in there looking at things, because there's a lot of information in there. And we've only got a very short time here for our breaks here on the Inspired Choices Network. So everyone, don't go away. We will be right back.
We all have different experiences with and definitions of kindness. These experiences and beliefs about kindness have influenced who we are today and how we see the world. The universe is always listening. So what are you telling the universe today? Tune in to Cultivating Kindness with Karen each week as Karen guides you to understanding how each choice you are making is either keeping you stuck or opening up the energy of empowerment for you. Listen to Cultivating Kindness with Karen, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Cultivating Kindness with Karen. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Karen at karenleslie.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. So this whole idea of I am healing, it really is a bit of a Pandora's box to open up. That's okay. I'm happy to do that. So if we're going to heal, and I'm looking at this maybe, no, actually it can be physical. I was going to say more from a mental health perspective, but I'm being corrected here that this also works for some forms of physical healing. But in order to heal, just in general, requires there to be some type of change that's going on, whether it's a change in how you're using your body, how you're moving it, a change in your thoughts, a change in your environment, but change is definitely required. And we tend to have a built-in mechanism in ourselves where we like, ooh, but I'm not too keen on change. Kind of that statement, better the devil you know than the one you don't. We know what to expect with different environments. We know how we're going to feel when different people show up in our lives. We may not love it, but we know what to expect. And there's a comfort in that knowledge, even though we may feel uncomfortable in our body or in that situation. So this whole idea of change or transition needs to be looked at for some people. Absolutely. That resistance that's there. And a clue or an indication that that's maybe something for you is if you hear yourself saying, oh, wow, this is back again, whether it's your bursitis or the flu or an emotional situation. Wow, again? So what's behind this? Why is it here again? Are you resisting the change and the transition that's required to get to that word healed? Have you been told something that you've bought into that may be 100% true for that person, who said this to you, whatever that is, but it's not true for you, but you've bought into it. So now your body's owning it. Just like those suicidal thoughts I had. They weren't mine, but I owned them. Change and transition is necessary. So if you are resistant in any way, you're going to delay your process. We are far more accommodating is the word I'm hearing, towards change and that transition towards being healed when we have, like the example earlier, of a broken bone. We're not so great when it comes to a diagnosis of an illness or a condition in the body. You will have your own reasons for that, as I will have for myself, but there is good information there. We can fight, delay, prolong healing based on our attitude towards who we're going to be on the other side when we are healed versus in the process of healing. It can demand something very different of you, especially if you have been in that space of healing for a long time. You build up secondary gains with it. You build up comfort level with it. You designed your life around it, staying in the I am healing trap. And it can take courage, vulnerability, and strength to move into I am healed. It can be challenging, and so many of us fight it, no question about it. One of the reasons we stay in that space, and I did, this is truth for me, is that it helped me hide. It helped me keep my light very, very dim, low level. It kept my voice quiet. It kept my presence from being undetected by others. For decades, I was invisible to people. If we're going to heal, we can no longer be hiding our light. We can no longer be living in a world that is very small, filled with barriers, filled with limitations that have been put there over time as we stay in the I am healing. Now is the time to step into your power. Now is the time to let your light shine, to allow that healing to take a different energy and journey so that you can become the I am healed. Share your voice, share your gifts. It doesn't matter what your gift is. If your gift is making the best butter tarts in the world, then dynamite, go make those butter tarts. Doesn't matter what it is. But don't keep it hidden anymore. We are in a pivotal time for tomorrow's full moon. I talked just a hint, mentioned it in the first segment. We are in a space right now where we are all being asked to stop hiding, to know what it is that we want, to use our voice, to have courage and clarity as to who we wish to be. And that will take us out of I am healing into I am healed. To get to I am healed means everything that is in the way keeping us in healing or keeping us in our comfortable discomfort needs to be let go of, whether it's relationships, business, partnerships, foods, books you read, time you spend on your phone. I don't care what it is. That's your job. You got to figure out what is in the way, what is no longer supporting you and leading you in the direction you wish to be going in. If you haven't been making inroads to the direction you wish to be going, to get to that target, that place you desire, then there's some work to be done. What is in the way? And what is in the way is thoughts and emotions and patterns and autopilots that are keeping you in the space you're in right now. Yeah, again, harsh. This show has got a lot of very bold statements in it. The energies right now are going to be doing their best to strip away what is not in your best interest right now. And it may come up looking at as past trauma that's coming up, places you thought, I had healed that. I was sure I had healed that. But not completely if it's coming back. Letting go, being honest with yourself of what truly is not in your highest good and truly serving you and holding you and directing you into the path you wish to be on to get to that ultimate target. All those things need to go. And that's a big statement. All of those things need to go. And yeah, it may feel overwhelming. So you take it bit by bit, one by one. But you don't stop, right? Energy is always moving. It's either going to be helping to move you forward or it's going to be moving you sideways or backwards. You will never, ever stay exactly as you are, where you are in this moment. There is always a shift. Do you wish to be directing the shift to that end spot that your heart desires? If you do, then it's going to involve moving past the I am healing into I am healed. Even when we get to I am healed, our journey's not done. It's, excuse me, it's truly not. I would love to tell you that it is, but I know from my personal experience, it's not, because again, right? Energy, we will always have other opportunities and things coming forward for us. Part of the beauty of moving through that healing phase, letting things go that are in the way and preventing that healing from reaching its point of being healed. When we let that stuff go, we open up the doors to other opportunities. And so we have a next choice in front of us that we can choose or put to the side and pick up later. But we will never not have another opening. Every time we make more space by letting stuff go that is not in our highest interest, our highest well-being, the universe sees this, hears this, feels this through your energy. And the universe goes, ah, cool, all right. That's a shift. And then it will pause to read your energy of what will be next. What is your next choice? What is the action you're going to take? What are the thoughts that are coming through? And based on those, the universe will bring to you other opportunities. Other doors will open. Likely some you would never have thought about, like when I started the podcast almost 2 years ago. In order for that door to open and me to say yes to doing this show, I had to work through healing different areas of myself. I had to be able to say to some of them, this is healed, or this portion of this is healed. So now I have the strength, desire, and ability within me to say yes to something else. I am healing will not give you as many different opportunities to say yes to. Think about that for a little bit. We're going to go to our third and final break. This show is flying by. Hopefully, you're still hanging in here with me. When we return, I will do my best to wrap all this up in a very positive way so that you will have greater choice for yourself. And there can be no greater gift that I can give you than opening up your ability to choose for yourself. So thanks for hanging out here on the Inspired Choices Network, where you will find tons of people and shows that will broaden your ability to make different choices. So thanks for being here. Don't go away, because I really would like you to be here to hear how this all wraps up so that it will empower you to look at things from a different perspective. All right, everyone, we'll be right back.
We all have different experiences with and definitions of kindness. These experiences and beliefs about kindness have influenced who we are today and how we see the world. The universe is always listening. So what are you telling the universe today? Tune in to Cultivating Kindness with Karen each week as Karen guides you to understanding how each choice you are making is either keeping you stuck or opening up the energy of empowerment for you. Listen to Cultivating Kindness with Karen, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Cultivating Kindness with Karen. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Karen@KarenLeslie.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. So, what a topic, right? I am healing. Trap. So I'm going to just make an assumption that you've got a really good handle on why I use the word trap in this title. That you understand that there's strength and power in those two words, I am. That strength cannot be denied. So if you have ever been working with affirmations, and whether you've developed them on your own or they've been given to you, by another person or a book you're reading, and you're using them and you're getting nowhere with them, it'll be influenced by the fact that the I am statement is so strong and that it makes you so you have a disbelief, unwillingness to be with the phrase that follows, those words. Such as if I was to say, I am a multimillionaire. I am a multimillionaire, in that hopes that I am going to become a multimillionaire. Well, my body and my mind both go like, no, you're not. So there's this incongruent energy going on here. So be careful, use the words I am use them in a way that benefits you, that moves you in the direction you wish to be going into. Now, if you believe, desire, all that with I am a multimillionaire, cool, use it. It's just an example of one that doesn't work for me, and that's okay. We are all meant to be leaders. Every single person that lands on this planet is meant to be a leader. How that looks for you is going to be specific to you. You can be a leader for yourself, or you can be a leader for others. There's no difference. One's not right or one's not better. We are all meant to be a leader. Start with being the leader for you. When we step into taking that place of leadership for ourselves, we will start to open up because we give ourselves permission to find where there's those discrepancies. It gives us permission to find those areas that just aren't making sense, right? Like if you think about a leader, one of the attributes that you may think about is like they're really good at fact finding or reading between the lines or taking all these pieces and putting it together and putting the puzzle so that we can all see it. However that shows up in your definitions of being a leader for others, look at that for yourself. If you are being your leader in the I am healing, then you are going to have a different perspective on the word healing and not getting caught in the trap of constantly needing to heal something. A leader is going to be able to say, I am healed for different areas when that happens. There's confidence and pride, feeling of accomplishment that comes through with that. I am super proud of myself to say I am healed from suicidal thoughts. Be the leader for you. All right, I'm going to shift gears just quickly here before we run out of time today and invite you to come to next week's show. We have a fabulous show called Are You Craving Stability? And this follows in really nicely from the I am healing. Because oftentimes when we're like stuck in healing and healing and healing and healing, we can actually feel like we are lacking stability in our life. Like what's going on? We're constantly questioning things. So join me next week for information on what that stability may look like for you and how to achieve what it is that you would desire. In the work I do, one aspect of it is called Cosmic Harmony, Balancing Energies and Emotions. And it's a private membership group that I have. And within it, there are one-to-one calls that each member gets for things just like this that come up. When I bring topics to them, or I bring the awareness of what's going on in the cosmos from an astrology perspective and planets and energy and all of that and the moon, each month we have different opportunities for healing, to get something healed, to move us towards that end goal we would desire to be at. From my heart, I'm asking you, be aware of using the word healing, especially attached to I am healing. You have so much information in today's show to help you reframe and help you to get to that space of I am healed. Feel it and live it. I know.
Thank you for listening to Cultivating Kindness with Karen. Karen Leslie returns Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can find Karen at KarenLeslie.ca and follow her on social media. Until next Wednesday, Karen is sending you waves of kindness for a fabulous week. Remember, it's only you who has the power to be and receive the kindness required to change your life.